Look at that, what a marvellous erection. Eh? A beautiful iron bridge. In fact, we are at Iron Bridge in Shropshire, and this is the birthplace of industry, so they say. But obviously that was many, many moons ago. And many moons ago, when I was a little nipper, Vespas and the Lambrettas, those were the scooters that everybody had. But not nowadays. People have things like this. This shining example of a modern scooter by Kymco. In fact, it's called the Ego, Ego 125. Hey, there's a name, isn't it? The Ego.
Well, if you think that's a good name, how about this for the name of a scooter? It's called a Super 950. 950? That's what I thought when I first looked, but it's not quite what you think. It's not the very latest in compact superbikes. Super 9 is the model name, and 50 is the cc. It's a water-cooled 50cc, this, again, from Kymco. It's no secret that scooters from the Far East have in the past been criticised for their finish and lack of styling. But oh, how things have changed. These two beauties have all the elegance and style of any modern Italian job. I'm sure if you removed all of the badges and sat any of these machines next to the best that Italy had to offer, you'd be hard pushed to tell them apart. These two sit very proudly at the very top of the Kymco range.
Top model is exactly what this is. In fact, I would say if this was a motor car, I would have the Vanden Plas or the gear label on it because it's luxurious. It's also very stylish. Now, it's something we've said about some of the Taiwanese products in the past, that they've perhaps been lacking in style. The quality's there, the value for money's there, coming from the Far East, but they've always been just a tad ugly in my eyes anyway, but this has definitely got it. It's got style, and this has all been helped by some European influence, and you can see it, there's no doubt about it. You would normally label this as Italian. Well, it's not, but the style is there. In fact, if you look at this, it's like a superbike with the side lights up the top here and two separate headlights. And as you look down at the bottom, it's got the wide front tyre. It's a 120 section front tyre on a 12-inch rim, and then this great big mudguard. And if you look at the whole piece from perhaps this point downwards, you'd swear it looked like a great big sports tourer. Wouldn't you say so, Paul?
I would, mate. I totally agree. This is a similar kind of tail, really. Again, European styling. I mean, the way it's finished and everything, it's absolutely beautiful. You can't fault it on finish. And again, on the front, very kind of space-agey, almost motorbikey. What I like about this one is you've got these V's here, which makes it look a bit like a Citroen, but it's not, still a Kymco. These V's here, in fact, if you turn the tyre straight, you've got V's on the tread, V's there, V under there, and even got V's on the seat. So they've actually thought about this. It's all aesthetically very, very pleasing. And the seat, of course, being a modern scooter, as we all know now, we don't have to keep telling you this, they lift up and there's a big compartment under there, and you can plonk your helmet or a little bit of shopping in there. And it's the same for that one over there with Wayne's, but Wayne's got an even bigger hole, haven't you, Wayne?
I assume he is referring to this cavernous space under my seat and not my mouth. And in this cavernous place here, where we can put our crash helmet, a full face one at that, in fact is a light as well. Top model, very posh. There's not only a light inside here, there's also a light on the dashboard to remind you if your seat isn't locked properly. Talking about the dashboard, neat little unit with all the information you need, including the temperature gauge, because this is a water-cooled 4-stroke 125. The temperature gauge will keep you informed of how things are running. There's a petrol cap on the front of the bike down there, rather than underneath the seat, which is the norm on a lot of scooters. Easy access, quicker to fill up, the passenger doesn't have to get off. And referring to passenger here, look at the grab handles we've got. Superb grab handles and a bit of a carrier at the back, so you can carry a passenger very comfortably. Passenger's feet would be placed here, allowing you, the rider, to lean back and put your feet up here in a lovely sort of feet forward, comfortable riding position. I bet yours hasn't got that, has it, Paul, eh?
It hasn't actually, no. You're just rubbing it in, aren't you? Because yours is slightly posher. Mine hasn't got that, no. It's got footboards, of course, but you can't ride feet forward because you just can't, basically, unless you want to put them all over this beautiful bodywork and scratch it. But it doesn't mean it's uncomfortable. It just means it's more of a, shall we say, a more conventional motorcycling sort of riding position, feet straight down towards the ground. Not so bad. I haven't got a big fancy grab rail, but I've got this little casting on the back here, which you can get a few fingers underneath, so a pillion passenger could hang on. We've even got little pillion footrest there, but I really don't see the point of anything to do with pillions on this because it's 50cc, yeah, water-cooled 50cc, which means that it'll do 40 mile an hour all day long. It'll do 50 mile an hour down a hill. When you come to a slight climb, you're down to 35, and if it's a prolonged climb, you're really down to 30 miles an hour. But in a busy city, you probably can't do much more than that anyway, so speed probably the only thing I can criticise this one on at the moment. The truth of the matter is that apart from its lack of power, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this little Super 950. The level of equipment offered is just as good as the bigger, more powerful machines in the range. And provided you're not a performance freak, it'll do everything you need perfectly well.
So where will you find these scoots? Well, you'll find many a different make of scoot in various different places. Obviously, the motorcycle dealerships, but you'll also find them in push bike shops, caravan shops and car showrooms. In fact, these babies are seen in Chrysler dealerships and in fact Jaguar. And there's also another association with Jaguar because this baby, this particular one, this one I'm sat on, has been ridden by Eddie Irvine, used at Silverstone at the British Grand Prix for the Formula One Championship. So it's obviously had some famous connections. If it's good enough for them, hey, it's good enough for everybody else.
Am I supposed to be impressed by that?
Yeah, of course you are.
Yeah, I'm impressed by Eddie Irvine sitting on it, not particularly you. But I have to say that it doesn't need that to impress you, because when you look at them and get close to them and touch them and feel them, you realise this is quality stuff, this now. Taiwanese made, but it's as good as anything to come out of Europe. It's got your Italian and European styling and flair, really finished beautifully well. And if you wanted one of these, 50cc liquid cooled, this one, remember, £1,745 would put this little baby on the road. Now Wayne gets much more expenses than me, which is why we've given him the 125, which is slightly dearer.
And that's because I'm worth it. Yes, this particular one is £2,495. Yes, quite a bit more expensive, but then again, it is a 4-stroke 125. 4-stroke engines are costly items to make. It's very economical to run. It's a bigger machine, top model as well. Now, 2,500 quid, you think, woof, big bucks, but then again, there are many 50cc scoots that are over £2,000 at 50cc, so I think it's damn good value for money.